Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. Eyes on the judiciary. Here are my thoughts. The topic today is not about me, but rather an opportunity for Nigerians to air what their thoughts are. K Auto Detailing, how are you doing, my brother? So, here are my thoughts. I'm not a big fan of Paul Adefarasi or of any particular Pentecostal pastor, except the ones who are my close friends. And we are friends because we are guys, not because we believe in the same message. But and also, I don't like people godding. I call it godding a message. You put God inside a message, you god it. You understand, or you try to use the Bible to suit a narrative. But I think everybody is also entitled to their political opinion. Somebody said at 1:30 a.m., if you are too tired, go to sleep. We are awake. The Nigerians in Canada, the US are awake. When I come live at 1 a.m., it's not because of you Nigerians that have to go and wash toilet tomorrow or go and do your manual labor work. You understand? I'm here for the Americans. I'm here for the Canadians. I'm here for people in other parts of the world. People like House of Gold, who's going to buy me 5 money gun now before I say anything. Uh, People like Ibire, people like Samaria, who's probably just closing from work, and one or two Olo shows in Nigeria that are up and about doing their honest business. I'm sure they'll watch while they're waiting for one customer or the other. Big shout out to Sugar Destiny Official. How are you doing, my sister? You are all welcome to today's very convenient message. Chichi, Obama, you, Tosin Odu, yes, you, Tosin Olu, yes, you. Um, Yemi Titiloba just sent me $20. I've not even announced that my YouTube is on and it's live. I pride myself as being a very reasonable person. If I was asked how will I rate this particular government, I'll give them like a 60. A 60, maybe a 70. Why? Because I don't see what any other government could have done better. That 30% is, I'll say a 70. That 30% is because I don't know what another government could have done. Maybe they could have, if me thinking, me arranging things in my head, I don't think any government could have done anything better than the way it is now. Let's remember that all this government is all politics. You understand? Let's know that all this is all politics. No, it is. If I say this all the time, if you think another government could have done, please, what is that thing that they would have done better? And you realize you get stuck in the same position. Doesn't mean you cannot have a totally. Someone said Peter is the name in the Bible. Well, if you like Peter Obi, it's all well and good. I believe in a fair democracy. And let me warn you all, tomorrow is not a deciding factor. Whoever wins tomorrow, don't jubilate or don't cry. They are going to go to Supreme Court. Don't jubilate and don't cry. Don't jubilate. Whoever wins or whoever loses, don't jubilate. They are going to Supreme Court. It is also our duty to educate Nigerians. Nigerians are not particularly well educated or particularly intelligent. They are very sentimental, emotional, because of so many years of religious dragging and godding. They have reached where they are right now. So you need to understand that people are going to start rejoicing or getting angry, or today, however it is. If you if you wake up tomorrow and you see that your party won, don't jubilate so that you will not cry at Supreme Court. And if you wake up and you see that your party lost, don't cry. There is hope at Supreme Court. Do you understand? You need to understand how this works. Tomorrow is not a final this unless they say, okay, oh, we hand it over to this party and the other party says, no problem, we have agreed. Then there's no problem. But once they hand it over to to one party, the other party is going to go to Supreme Court. Just watch. It's going to end in Supreme Court. So don't be excited and don't be sad. Please, I need you all to use your brain. Don't be. Someone said things are hard for the common man in the country. Yes. But like I always tell you, it is not this government's fault. Neither is any other government's remedy. Nigeria is the way it is because of the way it is, because Nigerians have Nigerian problems. Me personally, I have removed myself from anything in politics, apart from bringing the information to you and trying to be as logical as possible. Logical as possible. I don't have a preferred candidate. If another party wins and they come into power, we'll support them. If this party continues ruling, we'll continue to give them the support that we need to give them to make Nigeria work. I know they carry Nigeria matter for head. Anybody will carry Nigeria matter for head, you go cry tire. Always keep that at the back of your mind. Either way, we move. Either way, we move. But if I was asked how this government is at least, we don't know where we are coming from. We are coming from one Baba where you know go see him for 6 months. You don't know where in day. You know where the Baba day. Where we are coming from, one Baba go just dey the picking teeth. They worry about whether cow don't chop or big cow never chop. Baba, this government is an improvement on that. There's communication, there are conversations, you can see them trying to fix it difficult. I was reading, you see, my problem is Nigerians don't read. I was reading an article by Olusegun Obasanjo where he talked about selling the Nigerian refinery. Say was it Chevron or Mobil, one of the oil companies. He invited them over. They sat down with him, said, hey, we want you to run the refinery. We want you to run the refinery. Those ones say, Laila, say, Baba, no vex, so we know if you run any refinery. Say there's too much corruption in the country. We cannot run. Shell, God bless you. I love Biola. Please, everybody, Biola Shocks. Just give a round of applause to Biola Shocks. That's somebody who reads. Anybody who reads in this life will be enlightened. The rest of you don't read. You jump from blog to blog. Then you go and dance on TikTok. Then you come and cry that Nigeria has problem. I repeat that again. You jump from blog to blog. Then you go and dance on TikTok. Then come and cry that Nigeria has problem. It doesn't work like that. Obasanjo said when he was president, he begged that it was a prayer point from the way he wrote it. He begged Shell to come and take over the refineries. Those ones said, lie. Something they no vex. Said they cannot do it. A whole Shell were ready to hand over our refinery to them to come and run. They said they not do. Then one day, Femi Otedola and Aliko Dangote woke up and came to meet. Someone said it's over the news. Not anybody will read it. Oh, this one I want to know whether Nino, Bolanle, Nino Lowo and his wife don't break up. Waiting concern Nigerian man with waiting they happen. So Obasanjo now said that Femi Otedola and Dangote now came and wanted to buy the refinery. He said he was happy, was over the moon that Okpeo. Now so they approve him. He approve him. He carry Yaradua quarter to log out president. Yaradua spent his presidency logging out of the world. So you need to understand that Nigeria has deep-rooted issues. The president was trying to sell something. Nobody agreed by. Then all of a sudden, Dangote and Otedola now showed up and said, okay, we want to buy. Then they approved. While going through the process, in tenure finish, they hand over to Yaradua. Those ones cancel them. Just that alone will tell you how Nigeria runs. Just that story alone will tell you that Nigeria is a country will not get head. Say they beg Shell to come carry our refinery. Those ones say lie, they not do. Obasanjo said he actually called their MD to one side and said, Baba, what's the problem with this thing? He said they cannot do it. They cannot do it. So when you read that, you will now appreciate anybody that is in power. You will appreciate the work, whether it's Tinubu, whether it's Obio, whether it's Atiku, whether it's Oreo. Just know that whoever is in power is not that Tinubu, as they say, and whether they sleep 2 hours, now God know. What we very quickly read is they've approved one money for them, they've approved one money for them. Baba, the amount of work they have to do. By work, I don't mean better work. The amount of useless work they have to do. Go over and over the same thing again with another set of people will not get sense. But now then you will understand that Nigeria itself is a very, very senseless place. I'm not going to tell you lie. Unless you want make I lie give you. Me and you know, the two of us where they watch this thing live, no say, this is our country where we dey. Not really to get sense like that. Am I making sense to you guys? If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Follow my number one gifter on TikTok. Someone said, but we have to start somewhere. Absolutely. And starting somewhere does not include scattering the whole country because our preferred candidate is not running the nation. Because Nigerians are always looking for a messiah, and it's not your fault. It's the religious mindset that they gave to you people. I was reading about the Philippines president. Let me show you some stuff from Philippines. Philippines GDP for 2021 is 394 billion. Let me check for 2023. It's about 440 billion. Philippines population is 117 million people. Nigeria's population is 223 million. Nigeria's GDP is about, sorry, let me do 2022 because you know how things they slow. Uh, 2023 is about 506 billion. So their own, the Philippines GDP is 440 billion. Our own is about 510 billion. We are they are less than half of our population. They are less than half of our population. Guess what? The Philippines is currently run by the son of their former president. And I think Philippines president has been in power for about 20 years. Let me get you the President Bongo Marcos. He was sworn in June 2022. Philippines former president. If I get this correct. President, So the last one that just left office. Ferdinand Marcos. No, that's not the one. Where's the? It's it. Okay, let me say there's still plenty down. So, anyways, like George Bush and in Papa. Someone said Nigeria is a mono economy. Now, as we see this, Philippines and Nigeria sworn in June, yes. Yes. What I'm trying to say is, can you rule Nigeria perfectly? Me, I don't think any human being can rule Nigeria perfectly. I don't think it is humanly possible. But you see, out of these countries, the two countries of Nigeria and Philippines, you know what really struck me? The Romanian GDP in 2022 I'm looking for 2022. Romania is top 50 richest countries in the world. The GDP of Nigeria per capita is $4,900 as of 2020, while Romania is $28,000. Romania is a poor country by every please, I can see them cursing themselves on YouTube. Olori Buruku, which Obi is the Messiah. Can you please calm down? If you think Obi will win, no problem, go ahead. If you think you are supporting Tinubu or whoever else, please go ahead. But please don't insult each other in the comment section. We're trying to make this live as friendly as possible to everybody else. In fact, on Facebook, if you're watching on Instagram, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Click on today's video. Bottom left hand corner, you will see how to buy my stars. We're going to do Star Wars today. We're going to have fun. And we're going to do this also on TikTok. My number one gifter, whoever is my number one gifter on TikTok, your candidate is the candidate I'm going to talk about on TikTok. And whoever wins my Star Wars, because that's the only way we can do it fairly, I'm going to support on Facebook. And whoever on YouTube buys my super chats and super stickers, it's up for grabs on Facebook. Who do you think Nigeria's president will be by tomorrow? Now, my number one gifter has the right to yap the opposition candidate. So if on Facebook, Peter Obi win, number one gifter on Facebook, fi yap any other candidate in like. On TikTok, if Tinubu win, Tinubu fit yap any candidate wey like for Twitter. I go dey hail you for back. Same thing on YouTube. Number one winner, because we dey do our own election here. But it's all fun and games. We're not trying to create any tension. We're just having fun. Whoever wins will win. Somebody says, I think Tinubu will take the day. Don't be too sure. Don't be too excited. Remember, tomorrow's results should not break your heart or make you excited. Because at the end of the day, Supreme Court is the way. So those of you saying bat all the way, yeah. The one that I will not tolerate is those people who are inciting it, like J cute, oil and water cannot be mixed together. The person cannot even spell mixed. He said mixed, MISSED. Shows the level of their intellectual capabilities. Please, I don't want to enter you. Anybody that says Nigeria cannot be won, please, that's not our problem now. If you know the amount of resources there in the north, if you know the amount of minerals deposits you have in Zamfara, you realize that we are better together than apart. You realize that we are better together than apart. If you realize how powerful places like Zamfara are, you realize that we are better as a country than apart. All of you that say PO or nothing, no problem. If you believe it's PO, go ahead. I just don't want to see Nigeria cannot work together. All that one, I go enter you and my mouth no good. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. I already have a number one gifter. My number one gifter is Ignition. Ignition, who is your preferred candidate? Who is your preferred candidate? Who is your preferred candidate? That's my number one. Oh, wow. We already have some stars. Buki Ogidan, Adegbola. Buki sent 99 stars. Buki, tell us who your preferred candidate is. All of you shouting Obi, no problem. From now on, I'm not reading anybody's comments about any particular candidate unless it is backed up by super chats or super stickers. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. Follow my number one gifter. We're here to have fun. Ignition says, I'll prefer Showore, but him no fit win. If you're my number one gifter on TikTok, I will read your chat. The rest of you, Pim, I'm not going to read anything where you buy. Buki, you are my number one on Facebook. I will read your chat. Yemi Titilola, you are my highest on YouTube. I will read your chat. Yemi, who's your preferred candidate? All of you type in anything you like on Instagram. I know they answer you. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Yemi Titilola said Tinubu all the way. You can go check. My number one gifter. Auntie Yemi, they show love. Oh. Number one gifter on YouTube. It's Tinubu. So YouTube is owned by Tinubu. Who owns TikTok? My number one gifter is Ignition. Ignition, who owns TikTok? Ignition, you are the number one gifter for now. Who owns TikTok? All of you, they type anything you like for Instagram, nobody they answer you. You put your money behind you. You believe is this person, come and buy stars. Who is your preferred candidate? Oh yeah. Who is your preferred candidate? Sister Yemi, thank you. Somebody say pin Azza, make I send block. No problem. Waiting concern me. Who remember? I don't forget my account number. 100-131-7326. Instagram. We are doing it. Zenith Bank. 100-131-7326. Zenith Bank. Oh yeah. Someone said, why do we start the live here? The live is on, does not mean I will read your comments. No vex. I don't put my account number. Whoever win for Instagram, now we go announce as our winner. I don't put account number. Okay, Shebi, you say you don't know how to talk. Oh yeah, that's it. Uh-huh. I want to make it as free and fair. I want us to have fun. Someone said, you know, read IG comment, but you read send Asa me. Where I don't reach for my life, where I go to reject Asa. Where I don't reach for my life, where I go to reject Asa. I never reached that level. Oh. Cornerstone just popped a money gun. Cornerstone is now our number one gifter on TikTok. Cornerstone, who is your candidate? Cornerstone, who is your candidate? Instagram. Opportunity day there. Cornerstone, you are the one leading. Oh. Cornerstone, tell us who your candidate is. Cornerstone say Jagaban all the way. Oh boy, Tinubu don't own YouTube and Tinubu don't buy TikTok. It can't remain Facebook and Instagram. Somebody say check your account. They check their account. They here never see anything. And so they could tell you send your answer, send your answer, send. That's why I like super chat and super stickers. You go see them now. Send your account. Send. I don't send the account. I don't see anything inside. Though. Who owns TikTok? We know TikTok is Tinubu. Facebook is Tinubu. Someone said that if he's on a low cash now, Baba, I don't come this life, can't suffer. And there's nothing I can do about what's going to happen. Because I've told you, tomorrow is not a deciding factor. You have the opportunity to. You believe it's Peter Obi, you believe it's Shore. Come and buy the stars and the super chats. Oh yeah. Come. It's available. Somebody saying don't send 50K. I don't see any 50K. And they look the account, they look me. Somebody says article. Hey, sorry, I'm not going to read Tinubu. I'm not going to read Instagram until you people have got my super chats and super stickers. Your mama just got the number 3 badge. Hey, or more. They drag this thing for TikTok. Oh. They drag her for TikTok. Oh. Hey, ignition is number 2. Pop those money guns. Cornerstone is number 1 right now. Cornerstone is number 1. Someone said they don't want to be because you go bring distraction and oligarchy go stand for that, especially the British. They don't go stand for that one. Okay, so right now, let me open up the live. Let people have their opinions on Instagram. You'll be able to talk, but the problem is, I'm going to bring a known Tinubu fan, Bongoli, and also a known Obi fan, Sugar Destiny. So Sugar Destiny is an Obi fan. Sadly, I don't have any Atiku fan. Where is Femi Aderogba?
Daddy Freeze.
Yes.
Na wrong time be.
You send me request now. Now request you send me.
No.
You don't send me request. And I just clicked on your request. You don't know. Sometimes your phone. Abi. Bongo. How you doing, brother?
Hey, good evening, Daddy Freeze. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. So who wants to go against Bongoli so we can have a fair house?
Go against Daddy Freeze. I don't have that energy.
I know say you don't get that
I'm
energy.
very tired.
But then what do you?
I mean, I'm supposed to be in bed right now.
How can you be in bed at this time? No be day just.
I have to go to bed.
So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Let me hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts concerning tomorrow?
I would like for you to bring up somebody that is supporting Peter Obi, because I want to ask questions.
Oh, okay, sure.
I want somebody that is I want somebody that is quite cool-headed. That is quite cool-headed, and that we can have a good conversation.
That's exactly what I want. If you're watching on TikTok and enjoying the conversation, double-click the screen. Double-click the screen. If you're watching on TikTok, double-click the screen. All right, we've got somebody right here. So let's have this conversation. Go ahead.
Good day, my brother.
How you doing?
Good day, my brother.
Hi, DJ Bongoli.
My guy, day fine. How you doing now?
This is like a very wonderful time for me. I'm so happy to be on this live. Daddy Freeze, thank you so much for bringing me up, and you're someone I actually look up to, and I'm so happy to just be on this live. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Daddy Freeze.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy. DJ Bongoli, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. We are talking about eyes on the judiciary, and I don't even like that hashtag anyway. But talking about tomorrow's what's it called?
The judgment of the PEPT, and yes, the hearing is over and everything. The date for the judgment have been set for today, and it's a significant time in our country, Nigeria. And I keep asking this question. I saw a video clip of Pastor Paul Adefarasin yesterday or today, and the hallmark of the message was that Nigerians should move on, that we should accept what has come. Like the summary of his message, though, it was like Nigeria should move on and all. I always ask this question, to people: can there be peace without justice? Is it possible for there to be peace without justice? That's number one question I keep asking people. Do you think it's possible to be peace without justice? Now, I am a supporter of Peter Obi. I supported him during the last election. I'm not asking the judges or the judiciary to hand over Obi the presidency. I'm only asking them to grant justice. Now, all parties have been given fair hearing for all their cases. They have brought in their witnesses, and Tinubu actually claimed that he won the election, and with over 8 million plus votes. And he came with only one witness that later even indicted him the more. So,
Bongoli, do you agree with this statement? Sorry, don't go. Or you want to finish first? Or you want...
Let me finish.
Okay, awesome. Bongoli, no laugh. They're making points. Make him finish.
So INEC also were given the chance to present the documents of the election that they say they held, and present the documents, from the IREF portal, and they presented in court. It's in record that they presented blank sheets. It's on record. I know it's sub judice, but we would hear the judgment tomorrow. So it's on record that they presented blank sheets to Nigerians. It's on public record that INEC presented blank sheets of, the elections. So what I'm saying in essence is this: I am not saying give Peter Obi the result of making the winner of the election. I am saying there's a process that is being challenged by all stakeholders here. And they have been given fair hearing. Everybody has said what they had to say. They have brought in their witnesses, given their statements, given their submission, and everything has been said. Now it's time for judgment. Give judgment according to one thing: the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Constitution, because we believe in rule of law in this country, to give the results according to the the Constitution of Nigeria. It has nothing to do with Tinubu. It has nothing to do with Obi. It has nothing to do with Atiku. No, it has everything to do with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If the Constitution says that the 25% in Abuja is sacrosanct, it is sacrosanct. If the Constitution says that you cannot perjure, you cannot commit perjury, it is sacrosanct and it must be respected. If the Constitution says you cannot forge your certificates, it is sacrosanct. And this, if you remember the May-Summer issue, it's something that I think even that I watched him discuss it live on his show. Everybody should be treated equally. That is what makes you a citizen. I can't be bold enough to call myself a citizen if I am being treated differently from another person. That we are from the same country. Everybody should be treated equally, regardless of who you are. And I believe as a leader, you should be the first person that should be the most scrutinized. Everybody should know. People have the chance, or people can, question you and ask questions in whatever capacity, and that's what makes you a leader. So finally, in my submission, like I said, give the right judgment according to the rule of law and nothing more.
Thank you very much, my brother. And I've listened to everything that you have said. Now, I want you to do me a favor. Yeah. Josie is here. He was somebody that we debated during the clash of the supporters. I would like Josie something. Josie, please tag yourself. Josie is a lawyer. Okay. I think he resides. He's a lawyer. Josie something. I think he's on this live.
Okay, Josie, send me a request. Let me bring you live. In the meantime, if you're watching on TikTok, double-click the screen. Double-click the screen. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Double-click the screen on TikTok. Pop those money guns. Remember, my number one gifter would be announced, and it is their candidate that has won that platform. So right now, Tinubu is leading on TikTok. You want to make a difference? You go there and make the change. Right now, the highest gifter on YouTube is my lovely sister Yemi Titilola. She spent $40. And she's a Tinubu supporter. So Tinubu is already ruling YouTube as well. What is happening on Facebook? Facebook, we've got Buki and Ebiri, but they've not mentioned who their candidates are. Remember, if you're on Instagram, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDY FREEZE. Click on today's video, scroll down to the bottom left-hand corner. You will see how to buy my stars. And remember, whoever buys the most stars, that owns that particular platform, and you'll be given special privileges. So go ahead. I'm waiting for Josie to send me a request, but in the meantime,
Josie Pisiki.
Bongoli, you wanted to ask a question. I'm not getting any question. You wanted to ask a question.
Initially, that's why I wanted to ask a question, but with what you have said, I don't even know what question to even ask yourself, because you kept on mentioning, hey, my God, good to see you. Now it can be a little bit fair. Because of this, my brother, it can be a little bit fair. Because you kept on mentioning constitution. And I'm like, which of the constitution are you talking about? Is it Nigeria's constitution you're talking about? So what section of the constitution are you talking about? Please educate me.
Okay, now, it has absolutely nothing. I'm not a legal practitioner. I am only telling you in detail what is sacrosanct. The Constitution of Nigeria is what?
My brother, okay. Respectfully, you came on Daddy Freeze's live and you said, okay, they have to go by the Constitution, abide by the Constitution. I never hear you mention Electoral Act. And then I said, what part of the Constitution are you talking about? And then you say, is rule of law and all of that. No, tell me exactly. Because from the way you even speaking, it even tells me that you may not even be privy to what your Messiah, Peter Obi, actually took to court, respectfully. Because a lot of people are not aware that Peter Obi did not say he won the election. He didn't go to court to say there was rigging. No. He didn't go there for that. He went there for 5 different cases, and they were all based on technicalities. So we all need to understand that. And respectfully, if you come on air and
talk saying no win election, why people they talk saying winner?
What do you, sir?
I said Peter Obi himself no talk saying win election. Why people can't they talk on his
Peter
behalf?
Obi did not say it got rigged though. Peter Obi did not say it got rigged though. Peter Obi did not. Peter Obi did not say he won the election.
If Peter Obi himself did not say he won the election, why are people saying it on his behalf?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. That's the question I want to ask. Respectfully, okay. I don't know.
I think you are wrong here, honestly.
Wow.
Yes, I think you are wrong here. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to refer you to, some videos that you should watch, like the first statement, the first video that he did, like the first press conference. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. The first press conference of Peter Obi immediately after the presidential election 2023 February. The first statement press conference of Peter Obi, he did mention here, and it's on quote, "We won the election and we will prove it." Go and look for the video.
No, but you see, what he said, he didn't say it in court. He said it to his followers.
Daddy, please, respect.
No. Wait,
my bro, please, I beg you, listen to me. Because you said I'm wrong, no problem. But I'm telling you, I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
Have you read what Peter Obi took to court as his petition? Have you read it?
I have.
Can you tell me what the petitions are against President Tinubu?
I said it in my submission, and I'll repeat. I did. I talked about 25% in Abuja.
Okay.
Good. I talked about forgery.
What forgery?
Certificate forgery.
Okay, 2.
Which is perjury.
2. Continue.
He actually did.
I talked about. I didn't talk about the double nomination of what's it called now? The current vice president. 3. These are like the ones I can actually remember for now.
I'll remind you of the remaining 2. Don't worry, my God. I'll remind you of the remaining 2. The first one is the transmission of the INEC results.
Yeah, okay.
There are actually 5. One is school matter. One is school matter. Mm-hmm. One is the civil forfeiture, the $460,000.
Okay.
The other one is the IREV one.
Yes, the civil forfeiture and then the IREV. I think those are. Yeah.
And the other one is 25% one.
Yeah.
So now tell me, in all of this, that he went to court and said, I won the election because I scored the highest number of votes.
Good. If you heard me very well when I was talking, I said that I am not telling the judges to give Peter Obi or make Peter Obi the winner of the election. That's not what I am. I said this severally. I know personally, but I cannot prove it because obviously it's not the case. I'm not the one in court. No. I can say for a fact because I was in Nigeria, I participated in the just concluded election, presidential election. I was in Nigeria, and I can tell you for free that Peter Obi won the election. When you win the people. Let me finish. It's you can laugh. But the thing is,
you know why I'm laughing, my bro? You know why I'm laughing? Because Peter Obi, hold on respectfully, my bros. Peter Obi didn't even score 25% in Akwa Ibom. You know, Akwa Ibom shares border with the South.
And I just told you, and I just told you that the body, INEC, that is in charge of giving you that result that you are reading to me right now, went to court and gave blank sheets.
INEC gave blank sheets. Where did they give blank sheets? Don't be listening to my brother. Be listening to what they are telling you online. My lawyer is a Labour Party.
Election tribunal. It means you have not been following the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal.
I just reminded you of 3 cases. I thought it was 5. You talked about only 2. I just reminded you of 3. I said I've not been following it. No problem. Please, Josie, as long as it
is. I just told you something. You can confirm it. You can Google. Did INEC present blank sheets to the courts?
Which INEC produced blank sheets? You are mixing it up, bro. You are mixing this thing up. It was Obi that brought blood sheets to court.
What?
It was not.
See, okay, please. Bongoli, I don't want you to misinform Nigerians under the Freeze's life. I don't want you to misinform Nigerians under the Freeze's life, because I'm telling you, I have been following the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal at least to an extent, and I can tell you that INEC, the results they announced to Nigeria at 4 a.m., the result they announced in Nigeria at 4 a.m., they were told to come and prove the results on iWeb. Very simple. It's not, yes, okay, Bola Ahmed Tinubu won. Fine, good, excellent. Prove it. Show us the receipt.
Hold on, yes, my brother, okay. And that's why I'm saying that maybe let the lawyer speak, because you don't understand how these things work. It is not for me to prove that I won the election.
It is not rocket science. DJ Bongoli. DJ Bongoli.
So the onus is on you. No, I see. Beer Brothers. I said in Akwa Ibom, Obi did not score 25%. I don't say Obi didn't.
According to what data? According to what data?
So if you are saying the data is wrong, how did Obi now win to you, brother? If you are saying the data is wrong, which data are you now using to say Obi won?
I'm telling you guys here live right now that INEC have not been able to prove to Nigerians how Tinubu won the election in court.
Okay, so if Tinubu did not win the election, how did Obi win?
Can I say something, please?
Okay, let the lawyer talk. Let's hear from the lawyer. I want to be unbiased. I want to hear as much as I can. So let's hear from the lawyer.
Okay, first, I don't really want to go into the details of your argument, but I'll just say certain things. First, when it comes to once a public official, right, for instance, in this case, INEC makes an announcement about the result, it is deemed to be valid until it is proven otherwise. So the onus on the parties contesting it is not for INEC to come and prove. I'm a Labour Party supporter, but I'll tell you the truth. The onus is not on INEC to come and prove. It is for the other parties who are disputing it. So for instance, if I bring a driver's license and I say this driver's license was issued to me by the authority, and somebody wants to question it, whoever is questioning it will have to prove that the authority did not do the right thing and stuff like that. But for me, I don't think we should be going to those. Because if we want to start going to those debates on what happened and what did not happen, we'll still going back to the argument I was having with Bongoli and the others in the past. I think going forward is what happens after tomorrow. What to expect. What to expect is that decision can go anyway.
Anyway, 100%.
Anyway, the decision can go anyway. I'm talking objectively now, so I'm a bit under the weather. Decisions can go anyway, and that is why to be honest with you, I wasn't really too comfortable with that hashtag of eyes on the judiciary because it looks like we are pressurizing them. They're supposed to do their work in making decisions.
I beg to disagree.
Let me finish first. Let me finish. You said
my brother, listen to a practitioner respectfully. Listen to a practitioner. His Labour Party is on your side, though. He's on your side.
You know I campaign for Peter Obi. I'm still a Peter Obi supporter. I'm just being objective. I'm telling you what happens, right? Why I'm saying this is this. First and foremost, court decision is not based on what you think subjectively. You get my point. So if you voted in a particular place, this one I'm making a general statement. I'm not talking about any party now. If you voted in a particular place and you see people supporting your candidate in that particular place, it may not necessarily reflect across board. That is one thing. So sometimes some people will tell you that I'm sure Tinubu will win. Why did you say Tinubu? Because in my polling unit, everybody was shouting Tinubu. I was sure Atiku won the election rather. Why? Because in my polling, but the election is not decided by your polling unit. It's decided on the general aggregate of votes and stuff like that. I believe there was not compliance, but I don't want to go into all of that because, like I said before, we've had this argument over and over again. However, going forward, whatever the decision of the court is, if you are not happy, please, there's no point causing confusion. There's still the Supreme Court to go to, right? In deciding cases, the court looks at evidence. So, as when I practice seriously as a litigation lawyer in Nigeria. So some people will tell you, "Oh, let me just give you a simple example. This one will cost the guy red-handed. How did the court let him go? We caught him red-handed. He did it. He did. The court does not work that way. The court works by evidence. Do you get my point? Somebody. There's a particular case. Let me not go into details that involve. Now, for instance, you're doing a criminal case, there's what we call ingredients of the offense. So the fact that you're not able to prove one important ingredient of the offense can make the case to be knocked out. You get my point? So now, when it comes to in civil cases that is decided by what we call preponderance of evidence. It's unlike criminal cases. Criminal cases are decided based on proof beyond reasonable doubts. But in civil cases, so what it means is that if you see the justice sign, it has a scale. So you'll put your evidence here and put on the other, whichever way it tilts to. That's the easiest way I can explain it. Whichever way it tilts to tells you, it decides who gets
and
judgment.
remember to tell them that the justice is blindfolded to your emotions.
Yes, it should be, but in reality, sometimes. I don't want to talk about the judiciary, but let's just for me, I just want to talk about things objectively. Not you want to say something, yeah?
Yes. I wanted to strongly disagree with you on something you said. Okay. You know, I rebuke it with every part of my heart because I feel like Nigeria has been used. Or how will I put it now? Is used to impunity. We are used to impunity. We are used to we not being citizens or seen as citizens. The word "all eyes on the judiciary" is a very important statement because the judiciary, which is a part of the arms of government in Nigeria, yes. An arm of the government in Nigeria have messed up not one, not two occasions in this country. The judiciary have messed up on several occasions in this country.
Can you give me an example? Respectfully, an example.
Have to be on the judiciary. All eyes must be on the judiciary.
Can you give me an example?
Let me just finish. Secondly,
I need an example, sir. I need an example. I need an example, please.
Sorry. Let me get this thought. I'm going to respond to you, Bongoli, but let me finish with the lawyer, because he spoke like a normal Nigerian lawyer of today, and the way they always look at trust me, he spoke like a normal Nigerian lawyer would speak today about issues. It sounds all good and nice, the way he puts it out there, and you would think that is how it happens in the Nigerian courts. You would even think that is how it happens in the Nigerian government. But do you know? Can I tell you?
Let me ask you a question. Let me just
finish. When you were making your submission, I was waiting for you to hit the nail on the head. What we are talking about.
You interrupted me midway, and I like
yes, what we're talking about here is not the process of how the courts sees things and all. No. What I was talking about was the case on hand that has been sub judice for a while, and right now we're waiting for the judgment tomorrow. Now, this case that we have right now, there is a case of forgery, there's a case, is a drug case. There are different cases that have actually been put up. We are looking at the case at hand. What is the judgment for these cases? And DJ Bongoli, you were asking for an example of how the judiciary have messed up in this country. Someone that came forth in Imo State gubernatorial election was declared the winner. Explain to me how very much. It made
respect
to them. Until today, it is still one of the most controversial judicial issues we have in this country. It is one of the most.
Wait, 1 minute.
I beg you.
Because he addressed me first. So let me just.
I want to address the Imo State case that I just mentioned. I know he fell into my trap.
Leave Imo State.
He fell into my trap.
Leave Imo State the issue. Now.
No.
Wait, hold on. I'll come to that.
So,
first of all, let's understand something. I'm not fighting you, neither am I fighting anybody here. You get my point in terms of saying that talk like a typical, well, you are entitled to your opinion, so I respect it. But what I'm trying to say is this. I said this is where I started from. I said we've gone past all these arguments. I don't know how many times you've come on live when we debated these issues. We debated the evidence before the court. We debated all of this. I said we should move past that. We are at the stage of where they are going to give judgment tomorrow. And I'm trying to explain to you how it works, how the court makes decision. I'm not even going to go back into what the substance of the case is. Let's wait and hear what the court says tomorrow. And I did not say that you do not have the right to say all eyes on the judiciary. I said I am not comfortable with it. I'm not saying
you're not comfortable with it, that it sounds like an intimidation.
That is
what you. And I found it offensive, because you can't tell Nigerians that are citizens that they cannot speak out. And come on, these guys are here. You know these guys are here. These guys are here to serve the Nigerian
personal time, please.
And they owe us accountability. I must be on them.
Okay, let me say this. Listen, what I said is this. Now, this is me being dispassionate. I'm removing myself from the picture. I'm being objective.
Okay.
So if you say all eyes on the judiciary, what is justice to you? So justice to you means it must be what I ask for. If it does not go, listen, that is what I'm defining what justice means to you now. You talk to you particularly.
Ask them in the beginning before you join.
No, wait. That is meaning of that. Hold on, let me finish.
Calm down, sorry. Let me make this, because you accused me of something I did not do. Before you joined, I said something. I said, see, I am not asking you to give Peter Obi the whatever. No, I am only asking you as judges that you should follow the rule of law and give judgment according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Simple. That is what I have been saying since.
Okay.
I am not saying
Can I interject here?
I never said that.
Josie, I asked him a simple question as regards, and he said by the Constitution, and I asked him, what parts of the Constitution are you talking about? See, hold on. For that 25% you are talking about, whatever, that is section 133 and 134. Today is the learning day for all of us. Section 133 and section 134. That's where the 25% came from. From the INEC, whatever it is, that is in section 60 of the Electoral Act of 2020. Is it 2020 or 2022? I think 2022. So I am telling you where all of these things are emanating from. The double nomination is also coming from the Electoral Act. Then the what's it called? Then the forfeiture and all of that stuff is coming from section 137. So that's why when you were talking about Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I'm like, which Constitution are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because you are talking about these things and I'm asking what part of the Constitution and you've not been able to answer me. Now, secondly, I would like to tell you about this Imo case that you talked about. That's why it's very important that we all should always read judgments. In the case of Ihedioha and Uzodinma came first position because some polling units were cancelled. And Uzodinma was able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that those results that were cancelled in those polling units were actually valid. He was able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And yet, the PDP could not prove otherwise. And when they summed it up, it was about 30-something polling units. And when they summed it up, it scored higher numbers. Because what he did was to ensure that, because your agent and the police, they always have that form, that INEC form. So your agents will have a copy and police will have their copy. So what Uzodinma did was he brought his own copy and aligned with the police copy. And that was what he took as evidence. That is what Josie is explaining to you, evidence. What people say on TV, what people type on social media is totally different when you enter the court of law. That is why in his petition, an article's petition, are you not even asking yourself, why is that article is going to US to go and look for a school certificate or something like that? Because if you want to prove that somebody brought a fake certificate, you have to provide the original certificate. That is how you do this in court.
Really, I really don't want us to go into the merits of
no, because a lot of people
what he said about
Josie, I respect you. Please, the reason why is because he came on air and said Bongoli, stop misinforming people. And the question is, who is actually misinforming who? Because all of these things that you have said, you are speaking from an emotional standpoint, my brother. This is not what you take into the court of law.
I'm speaking with emotion. No.
Josie,
let me say this. A lot of times when we hear things, people say things, until you read the judgment of a court, understand what we call the ratio decidendi, which is the reasons behind their decision, you really cannot understand. Sometimes people come to media and speculate about things without even looking at the judgment of the court. Because this judgment is based, I'm not telling you that there's no corruption in the judiciary. 100% is corruption in the judiciary in Nigeria. Nobody's saying there's none. Right?
No. Bongoli, Nigerian judiciary is 100%. Bongoli is 100%.
I never said that. I never heard him say that. I never heard him say that. So
I never heard him say that. Thank you very much.
I never heard him say that.
For him to tell me to give him an example of how the Nigerian judiciary is corrupt, it means that he's telling me that they are not corrupt.
Not necessarily.
No, you gave an example and I countered your example. I
didn't want to give a rebuttal to that because that is just a messed up explanation. I didn't want to give a rebuttal to that.
And it's okay to admit that you don't know.
No, the truth is,
let me say something. What
else?
Just let me say this.
If everybody's talking, nobody's talking. So I would say one person to talk at a time. That's why I don't want to.
Josie, you talk. Let me just say this last thing.
Okay.
The problem here is you don't know. And you don't know that you don't know. Then when you meet people that know, you be like you don't know because you think they don't know, but at the end of the day, you don't still know. And that's why you gave an example that you could not back up with evidence, thinking that you are just talking to people that don't know what they are saying. And I just proved to you with that Imo case, for example, what you don't know. So, Josie, please go ahead.
So,
thank you.
Point is this.
Well, now what today?
We should be
we
careful.
Close in 10 minutes. We close in 10 minutes, guys. We close in 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. Let me just make a big announcement.
Okay,
big shout out to CJ. Daddy, please, respectively, you can be biased at times. Peter B did say he won. Watch the first appearance on Arise TV. He did not say he won in court. Arise TV is not the court, my dear brother CJ. I can say something on Arise TV and say something totally different in court. Guys, lawyer and Bongoli, did Peter Obi at any point say he won in court?
Yeah, at the end of the day, what he was saying, if you cumulatively, if you put everything together, he's saying disqualify this man for certain reasons. He queried the process. So if you do this, I won the election. That's the meaning. That's the eventual conclusion. Because you can wait. Hold on. They also faulted the declaration of INEC, the process, and so many other things. So, but again, like I said, we should move past this because this debate, if this debate continues, what is going to happen? If the decision sways one way or the other, you're going to see a lot of things may go wrong. That's why I'm not even going into all of this stuff because we've debated this for months. Tomorrow, not even tomorrow, today, in a few hours' time, the judgment will be out. But I'm preparing everybody's mind. Either way the case goes, there's still a Supreme Court to go to. Nobody should go and start.
Which is the first thing I said when I came live today.
That is what I am all about. Not even any of. I'm not talking about the merit of the case. Whether we discuss it from today to tomorrow is not going to make any difference. The court has made their decision, right? So we should
One
wait.
question.
Yes.
I was supposed to talk.
I asked the question before. It was just me, you, and Daddy Freeze, and nobody answered.
Yeah.
And the question is in line with what he is saying.
Yeah.
Can there be peace without justice? Now, I'm going to give my reasons why I asked this question. I'm going to follow what you just said. Now, you are saying that whatever the outcome is, remember that the outcome means that one party is going to win, definitely. One other party would lose, obviously. Thank you. Now, the other party definitely depends on how they want to take it. Obviously, we'll always preach peace and say no violence. Let's try as much as possible to remain calm. It's just one country we have. Whether we like it or not, it is still one country that we have. Good and fine. But look at other African countries. With the rate of coup going around everywhere, I am not saying, this is not me instilling any violence or anything. No. I'm just telling you to take your time to look at how other African countries are just dividing and having this coup issue. What causes this coup? Have you asked yourself? Like a deep question? What do you think is causing this coup around the African countries right now? Do you think Nigeria now, all this our well-meaning talk, let's do this, let there be peace? Like I asked the question, is it possible that there can be peace without justice? That's my question.
Okay, let me answer your question. If there can be peace without justice, there can't be peace without justice. But what does justice mean to you? So, what justice means to you, for those who are Peter Obi's supporters, Peter Obi should win.
100%.
What justice means to hold on. What justice means?
That's
Sorry,
not what
that
justice
phrase.
means.
Hold on. Calm down now. Because I'm asking you, because you're saying, so how do you not gauge whether the
How do you measure
the court
justice
tomorrow is...
Daddy Freeze, I love what's going on, Daddy Freeze.
What?
These are two Peter Obi supporters. You are seeing two types of Peter Obi supporters. And this is what we talk about.
I'm giving
a
general views.
I love you.
So what justice means now is that if you ask the core Tinubu supporter, the core Tinubu supporter believes Tinubu won. And for him, justice is for Tinubu to be declared the winner. If you ask the core Atiku supporter, the core Atiku supporter believes that Atiku won. So justice for that person means Atiku should be declared the winner. Just the same way a Peter Obi supporter like me would feel. However, you cannot determine whether or not the court...
Sorry, bros. I beg to differ from... I am not that Peter Obi supporter that would say that the court of appeal should give Peter Obi this thing, or let Peter Obi must win. That is not... Please stop. That's not the message I'm preaching. I am saying that
you're not saying it you're not saying it expressly, but impliedly. Anybody who's listening to you, because you keep using the word. Listen, we are not babies here. Everybody who is listening to you, listen. Let me say this. I'm a Peter Obi supporter, committed one. I put my time and my money, not just my time. I put my time and my money. But I'm just saying. Listen, when you say, can there be peaceful justice? I did mention something that, listen to me, either way the decision goes, there's the Supreme Court to go to. We should also look at the decision, and then that's when you now brought in this justice thing. So I'm asking to you, what does justice mean to you? Because for a core supporter, it is... So if Peter Obi is declared, for instance, the winner, which is what I'm praying for, I'm praying that he should disqualify Tinubu, and he should win. Go to the Supreme Court. No, I'm just being honest with you. That's what I'm praying, right? But things will not always go my way. Just the way Bongoli is praying and believing that his party will win, and probably
I'm not praying. Respectfully, I'm not praying.
Okay, fine.
I am not saying that
I'm just for analysis purposes,
bro. If you think
my brother, you talking
that is what I'm saying, please, sir, rethink it. I am not that Peter
All
Obi
right,
supporter.
we close in exactly 3 minutes. Everybody has 1 minute each. We close in 3 minutes. Everybody has 1 minute each. We don't go round and round in circles. So everybody have your 1 minute. I know Bongoli is tired. I've never seen him this tired before. All right. So Bongoli, do you want to go first with your 1 minute?
Yeah, all I want to say is that we should be careful what we ask for. Because already in Peter Obi's petition, there is a serious error. Peter Obi did not go at Atiku. Because tomorrow, if it goes south, and they say, okay, 1 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5 disqualifies the president in court, Peter Obi did not have any case against Atiku. Atiku will be the one that will enter. Wait, because Peter Obi is saying that they should disqualify the president and then have a rerun. That is what he wants. Disqualify the president.
That's not the only prayer. That's not the only prayer.
No. Disqualify the president, then cancel the entire election, or have a rerun. However, if the president is disqualified in quotes, he didn't have anything against Atiku. Atiku came second. So that is why I don't know how they filed their case. I don't know. If you look at it, the last noise rancor that happened is because of Atiku. It's not because of Obi. If you look at the PDP, for example, the PDP know what they are doing. They are trying to push forward something credible as compared to the Labour Party's petition. They are not making noise. Atiku went to the US courts to do 1 or 2 things. Who elevated it is the Obi people. Guys, tomorrow we come and go. any way the thing swing, let us take it like that. Let us stop blackmailing people and blackmailing the judiciary. It's this same judiciary that gave Obi his mandate in 2006. I will even say then, our judiciary was even weaker as compared to now as an institution, because it was during the time of Baba OBJ that had little to no regard.
All right, Nigeria. Your 1 minute is off. Over to you.
Thank you very much.
Over to you. My friend, and the lawyer has the final say. Because this is a legal matter, and I'd like a lawyer to have the closing remarks. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. So go ahead. 1 minute.
All right, my submission will be very, very short. First thing I would say is this. Number one, all eyes must be on the Nigerian judiciary. Our system must work. Our system is not built for a selected few. Our system is built for more than 200 million Nigerians. All eyes must be on the judiciary. That's number one. Secondly, I am not saying, and I'll repeat this, I am not saying that you should give Peter Obi the election or the president or no. I am saying follow the rule of law as a judge. Think of your kids, think of your conscience, think of posterity tomorrow, and follow the rule of law. You have not done well in the past. Follow the rule of law. You have not done well in the past. There are several cases that we can start talking about today that have made you not done well in the past. Follow the rule of law. And finally, my very big Oga lawyer, like I said to you, regardless, you might be you can be an Obi supporter, and I can also be an Obi supporter, and we can see things. We're not zombies, obviously. We can see things differently, and I agree to disagree. And I am not seeing anything from an emotional point of view. I am only trying to be as reasonable and logical as possible, because when the elections ended, Obi was told, go to court. Obi went to court, and now we're waiting for the judgment. So I'm not the kind of Obi supporter that will carry on my head and say, give him the mandate or whatever. My own is, do the right thing. You have heard all their prayers. Did Tinubu perjure? He did commit certificate forgery. Is 25% in Abuja sacrosanct? These are the only things I want to be hearing. If Bongoli comes here and start telling me Tinubu certificate, he has the original copy of his primary school certificate and secondary school, I'll be even happy, self. I'll know that I'm wrong. That means all the things that will be said in courts is a lie.
1 minute don't pass. Over to lawyer. 1 minute don't pass.
I go happy. He does not have it, because Tinubu does not have it.
Is that an INEC requirement? Go and read your INEC requirement.
Finally, lawyer, let's sign out. Thank you, my brother. I like him. He's very polite.
I'm sorry,
I must say something. Mani Dubem is very polite. Most of the obedience that I've met in my life are not polite. I enjoy this conversation. I agreed with him in some parts. I disagreed in some parts. But one thing I must agree is he's the most polite person here today. He's extremely polite. And he's bringing a contrary opinion in a very polite manner. Obedience, learn from one of your own. Lawyer, I hand over to you. Close the case.
Okay, so Bongoli, it's not true that you needed to add Atiku, because Atiku was not declared the winner. So he's challenging Tinubu. You may ask me, what about that? Don't forget that there's the argument of the 25% in Abuja is not linked to only Tinubu. It's linked to the interpretation of that section of the Constitution. So if the court so grants in favor of Obi that yes, a candidate must win 25% in Abuja, it also affects Atiku. Also, I think if my memory serves me right, we presented a lot of results that showed irregularities in some of the results we altered in so many states and stuff like that. So, but again, I don't want to push any agenda for now. Let's let's wait till tomorrow when the judgment comes out. When the judgment comes out, I'll get a copy of the judgment. We'll get copies of the judgment and read the judgment and see the reasons behind the decision of the court, right? And then we can take things from there. I'm just saying we should not escalate things because if we make people believe that this is the way the judiciary must go, when that does not happen, it's a call for anarchy. That is why, if you observe me today, Bongoli, I didn't argue with you and stuff like that. I'm just saying, because I know human beings are like this. What would trigger a crisis is not something much. Just the wrong message, right, can trigger serious crisis. So I'm saying, listen to me. Everybody calm down. Let's wait and see the judgment of the courts. Get a copy of the judgment and read it. If you don't understand it, ask a lawyer to interpret it for you. And also, it is not the last arbiter when it comes to this election petition tribunal as regards to presidential election. It is the Supreme Court. So either way it goes, it's still not even the end of the. It's not the end of the road because there's still Supreme Court to go to. So let's all calm down. Let your expectations, pray and hope that just the way I'm praying and hoping that the decision goes my way. But if it doesn't go your way, please calm down. This must
remember,
you get my point.
They can't be peace without justice. When you tell people calm down,
all right, guys, this is where we call it a day. We cannot go beyond this. Manny, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you so much. I did say I was going to declare the winners. So far, the winner on YouTube is Tinubu. TikTok is Tinubu. But guess what, guys? I'm going to say this to everybody. Whatever the result is tomorrow, is what I started with. There's still Supreme Court. Let's be peaceful. We have only one country. I must expressly say I enjoyed today. Josie, thank you so much. It was refreshing having a legal perspective on this. Bongoli, thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge. We always learn from you. And my brother Manny, thank you also for your perspective and for being very polite about your perspective. I learned today that you can actually have a counter agreement and be very polite about it. Thank you guys so much. It was a wonderful day. If everything else can continue this way, Nigeria would be fine. We love you all.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.